I saw a dream. I had snuck out of the house. My parents were upstairs. In New York we have basements. You guys have basements here? Okay, so
not too many, but we do have.
Okay, so
some
our home in Queens we had a
place.
basement. So my room was in the basement. Also because my sister didn't want to be in the basement, and then I get the basement because it gets flooded. So, but I was okay with it. So the advantage of it was it had its own back door exit out of the house. So I could sneak out of the house from the basement and nobody would know. So I snuck out of the house, went to this party with my Hindu friend, hung out with him until 3 in the morning, snuck back into the house. Dad never found out. Now they're gonna watch this video. But anyway, I get back and I fall asleep, safe and sound. And I see myself in a dream, in my own grave. And my head has been turned into a lizard's head. And there's fire pouring out from both sides, like multiple faucets just pouring out fire like water from both sides. And there's somebody over the grave saying, "This is because you don't pray." And I woke up like that. And by this point, it must have been a couple of years I hadn't prayed anything. No Jumu'ah, no Eid, no nothing. Right? And this is before my parents left. So now I get up and I prayed. I don't even know. I knew there are 5 prayers, but I didn't quite remember how they work. So I prayed some version of Isha, followed by some version of Maghrib, followed by some version of, in succession. And
Sorry, so you didn't grow up in a family environment where they taught you how to pray from a
they
young
did,
age,
but
or-
it had been so long since I prayed that
you had forgotten it.
I've forgotten it.
That's it.
Yeah. And then I was in sajda and I started crying. And I kept on crying. And then I fell asleep
Is
crying.
this still in the dream?
No.
Now it's
This was
outside.
in real life. So I fell asleep crying. I woke up the next morning in sajda. And something in me just kind of got shaken up. And the first thing I decided to do, because I was going to go to meet with my friends the next day. Like nothing in my outside world has changed. Something crazy has happened inside, but nothing outside is different, right? My friends are like, "Hey, you want to go get some pizza?" No, I don't want to go. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I start pulling away from all of my social acquaintances, right? And they start noticing, "You okay? You all right? Is everything okay?" And then I felt the need to pray. So I started finding corners in the campus in college to pray.
Ustaz Noman, why did you feel the need to pull away from them? Why couldn't you just be friends with them and then in your spare time?
I think if I'm being super honest, I could sense the darkness from their company. Like ever since that dream, you could almost feel a darkness.
Would it be right to say that you feared that if you mix with them again, you're going to lose that lovely, it was kind of a bittersweet feeling that you had, but there was something.
I was
Did you
actually
feel something
terrified
amazing
of
about
losing it.
Terrified of
I was
losing.
terrified of losing it. That's probably how I would describe it. And so I started kind of pulling away from them. And then Allah just opened other doors for me. I met some people in campus that I became friends with Muslims. And that was a strange story by itself. But the people I met, they were good brothers, really good brothers, but they weren't preachy. Like they didn't ever make any da'wah to me or anything. And they saw me praying correctly and they didn't really make a thing out of it, right? And one of them, he decided to kind of start giving me a ride and he took me to other MSAs. So we were in the city school. So
just MSAs for
Muslim Students Association.
Yeah, Muslim School Association.
So we were in the Muslim club in our college, in Baruch College, and ours was a city school. So the city college or city university, it's cheap. It's like, $1,600 a semester was considered cheap, and I think it's much more now. But just up the road in the city, uptown, was Columbia University, which is like $20,000 a semester, which is now probably $50,000. I don't even know how expensive they are now. But they had an MSA, and they were having a meeting. And the guys, my friend said, "Let's go to their meeting." I was like, "Rich school meeting? Yeah, let's go," because that's too rich for my blood. I can get inside there and see what it's like. So we go in there, and there's a circle of brothers and sisters, like a half circle of sisters, half circle of brothers, and they're discussing how they're going to raise enough money, and they have a poster of a child in the middle, because there was some flood that had happened in Bangladesh. And they had arranged for different children to be adopted by families in Muslim families in America that were left orphans. And they had identified a child that their MSA was going to help adopt and come up with the funds for his paperwork. And I'm sitting there listening to these people that are...
Is this the first experience for you in your life to see something like that, where people
Yeah.
are actually trying to make projects to help people outside?
Yeah, like...
First time.
It's not just first time to see that, it's these people are my age. Like, everybody I knew until now was, you want to go play basketball, you want to get some pizza, you want to go watch a movie, you want to go do something stupid. Like, this was life.
And did you think at that time that religion was kind of for older people? Only older
Yeah.
people do stuff like that?
Yeah.
There's still time to
In
get
fact,
to
I
that?
never even thought about stuff like that. My universe wasn't that big. It was a very small world in my head. And then I'm thinking, what makes these people even think like this? Like, what's in their food? Like, why are they're so much better, they're much better human beings than I ever thought I could be. What is it about them, right? And it was my friend who took me there, didn't say anything on the way back. He's like, what did you think? I was like, I don't know. That was weird. I was like, what was weird about it? Tell me what was weird. I was like, these people are so awesome. He goes, yeah, I know.